Okay, magandang araw mga ka-nosebleed. Andito tayo sa bago nating segment. Ako si Andrew, ang main host natin.
Yes, magandang araw mga ka-nosebleed. My name is Lorenzo. You can call me Enzo and I'm gonna be co-hosting with Andrew.
Okay, so this week, ang topic natin actually is ano yung expectation ng mga trainers sa mga new hire. Okay? Hopefully magkaroon tayo ng magandang discussion. So, let's watch this video. Okay, let's
Okay.
start. So, good evening guys. Andito tayo sa bago nating segment. So, I'm with Enzo, my co-host.
Hello guys.
Kilala ka naman, Enzo.
All right, good evening, good morning, or whatever time you're listening right now. So my name is Lorenzo. You can call me Enzo, and yun, manggugulo lang ako ngayon. I'll be with Andrew. From what I heard, I'm gonna be his co-host. So I don't know what I can bring to the table, but I'll try to do my best. And hello to the community that Andrew has. So sobrang first of all, I just want to give a big shout out to Andrew, for doing this. And, from what I'm seeing, it really helps a lot. So, as much as, I'm sure that as much as, everybody can, we try to contribute, in a way. So, yun lang. Hello, guys.
O nga pala, shout out there na tayong 704 members as of yesterday.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
Fun. Yeah.
704 na tayo. And still growing. So, Enzo, tell us more. How long have you been in the industry? At ano yung ginagawa mo sa kasalukuyan?
All right. Well, I've been in the industry a little over 5 years. I actually started with one company and I've been with one company ever since. So, ayun, from being an agent to right now, I'm doing training as well. Been one of Andrew's agents actually.
Okay. So, just to inform everyone, our topic for today is all about training. So, syempre, na-hired na kayo, natanggap na kayo, pumirma na kayo ng job offer, magsisimula na kayo, and we have our two of our special guests na sobrang veterano as far as BPO and training is concerned. Yan. So ladies first, we have
Yeah.
Hanilin. So Hanilin, please introduce yourself and saan company ka nagwo-work ngayon as a trainer?
Okay. So hi guys, good morning. My name is Hani Hernandez. Okay, so I've been in the industry for almost like 13 years. This coming November 24th. I've handled different accounts, like more on outbound sales, but currently I'm working with Telestar as a trainer for almost 7 months. But I did handle training as well in Red Sky, where I was also an agent of PL Andrew. So there you go, guys.
Okay. And of course, ang ating resident reviewer which has his own vlog na rin, the Review Lusionary, a certified Lebron lover, I would say. Yan. Been in BPO for 15 years. Yan, mga kasabayan ko tong mga to. Been a trainer for over 10 years. Of course, Saj, what are you up to nowadays?
Hi, Andrew, Enzo, Honey. Thanks for having me here, Andrew. Before I introduce myself, I would just like to say congratulations for this endeavor. Alam ko maraming natutulungan and saludo ako sa'yo because of that. And imagine guys, diba? Andrew's doing this for free and natutuwa. I'm not really surprised kasi ganyan na si Andrew noon pa man. Anyway, Andrew, right now I'm an executive consult. I'm an executive assistant for the CEO of Rapid Funnel. But my most recent endeavor in the BPO industry is I was a training consultant for Diversify for an ISP company in Australia. I've been a trainer for more than 10 years for a lot of BPO companies, including Convergys, Red Sky, Results. And I've had a pleasure of working with Andrew in Red Sky. We were co-TLs there. Naging manager ka pa doon, so naging manager ko din siya when I was a TL. So, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, guys, sa lahat ng mga nakikinig ngayon.
Okay, there you go. So simulan na natin. Ito muna ang unang tanong ko sa inyong dalawa. Gaano kahirap mag-train? Lalo na kung yung mga trainees ninyo is totally wala pang experience sa kahit na anong magsimula tayo sa kahit na anong trabaho. Usually yung mga high school graduate or college graduate or yung college undergrad. Wala pang kahit na anong experience, pinasa ni recruiter because they saw potential and then pinasa sa inyo bilang trainer. Yan. Ano yung una, gaano siya kahirap i-mold at ipasok sa production floor? Sige nga.
Ang hirap agad ng tanong.
I think I have one more question before that. On your current companies, how long is the training period? Or kano nyo katagal tinitrain yung mga tao?
Yun.
And do you think that's enough? Yan lang. I mean, pwede nyong i-ano yun.
Okay, so let me start. Okay, so for our campaign, we do handle healthcare campaigns. So it's like basic campaign. What we do is what we just only get like pre-qualified customers, get basic information. It's like lead generation. So basically, what the training normally takes 5 days, 2 days for classroom, and then 3 days actual taking in calls, and then after that, endorsing them to the operations now. So it's quite simple. So I'm not really having a hard time training agents, especially if they're newbies in this industry. I'm more on having like difficulty training or training those agents who are already tenured or experienced because they have this attitude that they really want to do things on their own or their way. And with the campaigns that we handle, it's super basic. So the owner or the client really wants them to follow the scripts. So I hope that answers your question.
So you mean to say medyo mas madali pa para sa iyo yung mga bago?
Yeah. Even when I was a team leader in Red Sky, I prefer agents who are new because they don't have the attitude of like not following instructions, not listening to their managers. Unlike with experienced agents, they have this tendency na I'm better than this team leader or I'm better than this trainer. So I'd rather do it on my own. So for me, I'd rather handle like team with new agents, especially with those who haven't tried call center or just newbies in this industry. I'd rather mold those agents na lang kesa mag-handle ng ano yun matitigas ang ulo na experienced agent na. But I've handled recall in Red Sky and most of them are super mas matagal pa sa akin. But it was successful naman.
Nasa ano lang yan eh. Nasa confidence mo lang yan bilang trainer or manager kung paano mo sila didisiplinahin.
I understand you have a question, Andrew, but I'll answer Enzo's question first. With my last BPO company, which was Diversify, our training lasts for about a month. This is for handling technical support for an ISP company in Australia. About 2 weeks will be spent with classroom training, and about 2 weeks will be spent for what we call nesting, the nesting period. Now, with Enzo's follow-up question, is it enough? I don't think training will ever be enough, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because especially for tech support, maraming mga updates na nangyayari, no? So in technology, nag-i-improve, nag-upgrade. So there will be recurring training, but I would say if the question is just, is it enough for them to learn what they need to do to be good at their jobs or to be functional? Yes. Pero to be great and to be an excellent agent, it's really up to them na and for the succeeding training that will be provided by the team leaders and operations.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, isa sa mga napapansin ko recently, as time change, also as BPO grow in the Philippines, way back, 10, 15 years ago, nung nagsisimula pa lang tayo sa Chanilin, alam natin yung training, matagal eh.
Oo.
Sometimes, yung language pa lang, 1 month na, di ba? Yung com skills training, 1 month. Tapos 2 months na prod training or product knowledge. And then, meron ka pang
Mm.
nesting period sa floor. Pero as time goes
Mhm.
by, lalo na ngayon, parang paikli ng paiksi yung training period natin. And Enzo,
Yep.
isa sa mga naka-experience yan ng mga maiksing training. In fact, 1 week lang ang training yan eh. Di ba? So, is this something na really helping the BPO setup nowadays? Or sa tingin ninyo, mas nagkakaroon tayo ng issue dyan?
Sa akin, I'll be a little bit biased, no, Andrew, since I've been in the learning and development industry or department for much of my career. As a trainer, mas pinupush natin na mas maging mahaba sana yung training. Pero kasi isa sa mga nagiging main issues diyan is cost, no? Kasi alam
Yeah.
naman natin na for companies, itong mga agents, they're not really generating funds pa when they're in training, no? Training is more like an investment for the company. So on a financial standpoint, training is money out. Kapag nasa operations na sila, money in. So the thing is, most companies understand na training is of course an investment, no? Hindi naman pwedeng salpak mo lang kagad yung mga agents sa operations kasi hindi nila alam ang gagawin nila. So hindi naman pwede completely tanggalin yung training. But to answer your question, but umiikse, it's more like cost cutting, to be honest, kasi parang a lot of companies are less willing to invest on long training classes kasi the longer the training class, the more expensive the training becomes, no? So isa sa mga unang tinatanggal, Andrew, binanggit mo kanina, dati na experience ko meron pa talagang communications training.
Like
And
English 101.
may mga ganyan eh, 'di ba? Kaya lang
Yeah.
lately, yan yung unang mga natatanggal eh. Kasi kaya yung ibang companies mas hinahanap nila yung mga experienced agent kasi feeling nila hindi na nila kailangan masyadong wala nang masyadong i-train pagdating sa com skills, no?
Mm.
Yun yung lamang ng mga experienced agents. Pero yung product training sa product knowledge mismo, yan yung talagang hindi na natatanggal. Pero ang problema naman diyan, umiiksi yan. Kasi dati umaabot ng mga 1 month mahigit, no? Ang longest na naging training ko, Andrew, is 2 months eh. 6 weeks ng classroom training, 2 weeks ng nesting period noon when nagsimula kami sa HP noon.
Oh,
Pero
matagal
ngayon,
yun.
may mga tech support training 2 weeks eh. Pero ganun
Yeah.
talaga. Pero sa akin to end, the longer the training, the better. But the question is, can the company who's spending money for these trainings, can they really afford it?
Yeah, I totally agree again also with TL Saj because again, with same thing with what I'm doing right now. I'm handling health campaign. Though it's easy, it's like a super easy campaign. 2 days is not enough for training, but since like business wise, they rather do it quick so that agents would like learn more during the like taking in calls. So mas prefer nila yung natututo si agents ng mismo call na rather than have them sit down in the like classroom and then train them and not even knowing if this is something that they can do. So I think for me, it depends. Depends on what campaigns or LOB you're training. Pero if it's something naman like telco kasi super hard. So the longest training I had before is like 3 months na eh. So it depends eh. And depende rin niya siguro sa budget ng company. If they can provide longer training, why not? Because it will help them in the long run. Kasi let's say if you're gonna endorse someone from training na mahaba yung training nila. So, dun pa lang sa training period, matatanggal mo na or weed out mo na yung mga people or agents who can't handle the account. But if you're gonna make it shorter or if you're just gonna train your agents for short period of time, ang mangyayari yan, is during operations that dun mo pasasakitin yung ulo mo and dun mo sila pipiliin eh. So dun pa lang ma-filter. So again, to answer the question, it depends. Eh, hindi walang standard siguro na training na dapat mahaba or much better yung mahaba or much better yung maikli. Depende on anong perspective ba yung tinitingnan natin. Kung business-wise, of course, mas maganda yung maikli kasi nga, malalaman naman natin if someone is capable to do the account during the mismong operations. But let's say, if you are someone or your company is really investing in people and they want people to like grow mismo sa loob ng company, then it's fine like to give like 1 month, 2 month training. Pero depende rin sa budget. So yun.
Okay.
That's
All right,
for
that's good. That's good. Actually, if you think about it, from what I'm, getting, I think the technical support and telcos have much longer training. I mean, nowadays
yes,
than the lead generations and outbound. And I actually have
yes.
one question for that. Since we've talked about kanina na yung training period ngayon ay medyo umiikli at nawala na yung katulad ng mga basic na English 101. Eh, 'di
Yeah.
ba? When we have agents who are new hires or when we have trainees, there are people talaga na might not be that good in their communication skills. So if there's no time for you to do a comm training, or if the comm training is not, or the comms training is not in your training period, or
Part.
hindi siya allotted doon, or hindi siya part, like for example with Honey, you only have 2 days. Paano nyo tuturuan yung mga bagong hire, especially pagdating sa comms training?
Okay,
And
for
also one
me,
one more follow up question, sorry. And would that affect
sure.
their their production, or would it make them less of an agent if they're, if medyo matigas yung accent nila, if that's what they call it, right? So ayun.
Well, yeah. So for me, what I do now, before kasi they are the one who's hiring the agent. So I'm having difficulty training those agents who doesn't have any experience and having like not really poor communication skill, but hindi siya po pwede pa sa campaign. So what I do is I do assessment, final assessment. So even before they start training, na-filter out ko na siya for our campaign kasi we really need agents to learn as fast as possible because we only have limited time for training. So if they can't even comprehend or they can't express themselves properly, I don't think na, alam mo yun, naabot pa sila sa training.
So having
So
said
yun.
that, ano yung ine-expect ngayon ninyo from the new hire people? Na kasi syempre alam naman natin, lalo na ngayon ang daming industry na nagsara, di ba? In fact, during my training online, marami akong mga natitrain na galing sa mga fast food. Yung iba, yung day job nila is for example sa salon, kuya barbershop, di ba? Tapos
Yeah.
gusto nila ngayon lumipat ng BPO. And then syempre, when you train them, somehow natututo naman sila ng tamang paraan ng pagsagot sa interview. So let's say itong
Yeah.
mga to, pumasa sa interview, pero alam naman natin yung background nila. Like for example, a 40-year-old woman who's doing like cutting hair for the past 20 years. Pero pumasa sa interview. Paano ngayon natin sila or ano yung expectation natin sa kanila para matuto sila lalo? So let's start with Saj.
Okay. Andrew, siyempre pagsagot po natin ito, no, bibigyan na rin natin sila ng tips, no? Itong mga, especially para dun sa mga never pa na nag-call center. Isa sa mga expectations natin is of course, number 1 yan, very basic attendance. Kasi
Yeah. Right.
unang-una as a trainer, that's what I always look for from trainees, no? Kasi it's one thing we have to keep in mind, especially if you're a newbie in the call center industry, you have to learn everything you can from your trainer. And kung late ka or absent ka, that's a lot of information that you're missing, no? For if you're late for one day, imagine normally training, 1 day of training consists of 8 hours. So you're gonna be losing 8 hours worth of information, no? And aside from that, you can't expect trainers to set aside extra time to get you up to par with what the rest of the group has learned, no? Hindi to katulad ng college na kapag ka may na-miss kang subject o may na-miss kang araw, pwede kang mag-makeup class, no? You have to do this on your own. One thing that they have to remember that this is adult type of learning, no? Adult setting to. You are expected to do your own work or to carry the heavy to do the heavy lifting on your own, no? And so as far as you're happy and you have to be congratulated for passing the interview and getting the job offer, isa yun talaga sa i-expect namin sa'yo. And besides, there are companies na minsan one or two absences lang or two strikes, pwede ka na nilang i-fail sa training. So, attendance is number one. Kasama din dyan yung tardiness. Don't be late, especially if you're new. Hindi lang dahil hindi lang dahil masama yung nalilate, but kasi it helps if you're early, especially if you're a newbie, no? Alam nyo, kung bago ka, may experience mo, ma-overwhelm ka. Unang-una, iba ang itsura ng mga call centers, no? When I was new, Andrew, I was intimidated. First time ko makakita ng pagkahaba-haba ng mga dami-dami mga stations, no? Ang daming telepono, daming tao. Dadaanan mo minsan yung operations before you get to the training room.
May abaya pa nun.
Oo, nakaka-intimidate yun eh, no? And then when you get to the training room, iba yung tsura ng training room, di ba? Tapos darating yung trainer mo, very professional yung suot niya or whatever, di ba? So, it sets the mood kung maaga ka. Kung nandun ka kagad, compared mo dun sa na-late ka, hahangos-hangos ka, di ba? So, parang hindi niya nasa-set yung mood ng tama, no? And lastly, I always believe na nabanggit mo kanina kasi Andrew, which is perfect, no, na ang nakita sa inyo ng interviewers, kaya kayo pumasa, kaya kayo hinire is the potential, especially kung wala ka pang experience sa call center. Now, as trainer, my job is to turn that potential into a skill. And may formula ako niyan eh. Skill equals potential plus effort. Kung potential lang, wala kang mangyayari dyan. Kung effort lang, wala ring mangyayari dyan. Yun yung sasabi ni Hani kanina na
Ganda lang.
gusto niya pinifilter na, di ba? Kasi kung walang potential, ba't mo paabutin ng training?
Ganda
Kasi
lang puhunan. Pwede ba yun? Ganda lang puhunan. Pwede ba yun?
Hindi pwede.
Mahirap yan. Pero di ba? Kasi potential dapat para pag in-effortan, magiging skill siya. No, yun yung objective eh. Ngayon, so ano expect ko? Nakitaan ka na ng potential eh. Hindi ko naman trabahong hanapan ka ng potential. Actually, yan ang i-expect ko sa'yo. If you enter my training room, I know that you've got potential. So ano i-expect ko as trainer? Hahanapin ko ngayon sa'yo, effort. Nasaan yung effort? Kasi may potential ka eh. Magtuturo ako, dapat makita ko sa'yo yung effort. And attendance is part of that. Tardiness is part of that. And lastly, syempre, dapat yun ang makita ko sa'yo sa training. Nakikinig ka, di ba? Tapos, sumusunod ka ng instructions. Andrew, you can't believe kung gaano ka nagiging problematic sa loob ng training room ang following instructions, no? Kasi elementary high school tinuturo na, magugulat ka. Adult training na. Problema pa rin yung following instruction. Sample, sasabihin sa'yo ng trainer mo, guys, do not click on next. Just put all your information on that page. Don't click submit. Don't click next yet. Magugulat ka. Pag ikot mo, may nag-click nga ng next, may nag-click ng submit. Nako, hindi nyo lang alam kung gaano nakakawindang sa aming mga trainers yan.
Papakamatulog ka na lang eh. No?
Matulog ka kasi it's important kasi ang nangyayari diyan kapag may nauna, pas hindi nila naintindihan yung sumunod na page, magtatanong sila. At yung question nila ngayon, advanced na, yung buong klase nasa page 1, yung tanong mo pang page 2. Di ba? So, very important yon from a trainer's perspective. No? So,
Okay. That's
those
very
things, so
good.
yun yung mga advice ko.
Okay. So, before we proceed with our next question, commercial break muna tayo, okay? So, sponsor tayo muna tayo. And then,
Yummy.
we'll be back in a few minutes.
3 days later.
Okay, so we're
Hey!
back. So, kanina nasagot ni Saj kung ano yung expectation niya sa mga new hire. So, Enzo, I believe you have a question for Hanalin.
Yes, this is something that I always wanted to know, as from a trainer perspective din, kasi I do train people as well, and I know we have different pet peeves when it comes to
Yeah.
sa training room. So, honey, what do you think, or ano sa tingin mo yung pinakaayaw mo sa isang trainee, or
Ako madami. Well, mahaba-habang session to, isa-isin ko. Well, siguro mainly, one thing that really annoys me with trainees is those who can't who can't follow instruction, like simple instruction. Especially in training, we're providing a lot of instructions because we're just starting, we're just trying to teach them the process and the standards and the basic information about the campaigns. And then we give a lot of instructions, and some of them are not really following for some reason. Even if Tagalogin mo na nga sila, sometimes they don't follow. I'm having, again, I mentioned this earlier, na i-experience ko to lagi, especially sa tenured agents, because we have to adhere, especially sa script. When I'm teaching them the script, like breaking down the script on them, I always told them na we have to follow the script, and since they are experienced, and they think that they know everything na. So that's one thing that really annoys me. Pag sobrang pinipilit nilang gawin yung gusto nila and not following instructions. Tapos at the end of the day, we will not get naman the results that we're expecting from them. So yun, siguro yun mainly yung nakakainis sa kanila. And ang result nun, because they're not listening, they're not following instruction, they're gonna be asking like questions na dapat alam na nila after training, but because they're not listening, they're trying to do things on their own. So they ask question na super obvious. So ayun. Ayokong gamitin yung word, pero yun, isa sa ayoko talaga sa
Wag naman natin
training.
i-shock yung mga nag-a-aspire mag...
Wow.
yeah.
In reality,
Siguro yun lang.
mahirap yung trabaho. Pero syempre, andito tayo as support na tulungan
Guide
mo
them,
eh.
yes.
Especially ako mataas yung respeto ko sa mga trainees. Kasi una-una, kayo yung kayong face of the company, ika nga eh. 'Di ba? Kasi
Yes.
kayo yung magi-introduce sa mga bago, kayo yung magbibigay sa kanila ng overview ng company. At the same time, pag minalas-malas pa kayo rin yung mag-handle sa kanila sa nesting, 'di ba?
Yes, exactly. So,
Tama.
patience is a virtue talaga. Pag you're a trainer, patience is a virtue. And just to add with what TL Saj mentioned earlier, siguro what we expect from our trainees when they pass the interview is for them to review at least something like information about the company, about the campaign. So when nag-start ng training, at least alam nila kung ano yung pinapasok nila, hindi yung magugulat na lang sila, ay ito pala yung campaign. So when you apply for a job, make sure that you research first what kind of company is this, what's the LOB, and then when you pass the interview and nag-start na yung training, we expect you to be there. Like where you are actually, when you're training, you're not allowed to be absent and you're not allowed to be late because it shows your attitude towards work. Sometimes it's important pa nga ang attitude kesa sa skills, because skills can be taught. Pero yung attitude kasi towards work, it's something na hindi mo mababagong overnight. So that's one thing I look for for a trainee, especially when I start evaluating trainings kasi day one pa lang ng training. So, ino-observe ko na agad kung ano yung attitude nila towards work. Kasi, yun nga, madaling ituro ang skills. We have script, we have rebuttal, so everything is, they can memorize it. Pero yung pag-ugali na or work attitude na that is something that we can change overnight. So, yun ang important. So, tips for those aspiring applicants for this industry or this job, make sure that you have the right attitude, and this is something that you really want to do, because we can't force naman a person. If you're not happy with what you're doing, it won't work. I'm telling you, you have to love your job and you have to trust the process pa rin talaga.
Okay.
So yun lang po.
How about you, Saj? Ano yung pet peeves mo? Explain mo na natin ano yung pet peeves kasi may nakita akong post sa Facebook eh. Ang favorite,
Ano yung pet
ang
Dog.
ang pet
Hindi
peeve
cat
daw
yan,
niya ay
Andrew.
dog.
Wag mo sasabihin cat, please.
Dog nga eh.
Ano mo
Dog.
na yung pet peeve? Sige, so Saj, ano yung pet peeve mo?
Yeah.
Pet peeve.
Yan yung, well, kung gusto mong basic na explanation, yan yung ayaw mo. Yan yung mga
Yes.
madaling,
Yung nakakapag-irita sa'yo.
madaling makapagpairita sa'yo.
Yes.
So, for me, Andrew, echo ko yung kay Honey, hindi ko explainan niya. Number one yan, yung not following instructions. No? Like I said nga, magugulat ka sa dami ng hindi marunong sumunod na instruction. Pero dadagdag ko lang, may dalawa ako dadagdag. Isa, pet peeve ko talaga, hindi naman laging nangyayari, no? Pero yung mga, nag-apply ka ng trabaho, then when you get to the training room, nagbi-business ka. Pet peeve ko yan. Ayoko
Tinda ng pastilya.
may nag-aalok ng kung anong tinda sa training room.
Ay, grabe ka.
Look, sa experience ko, hindi naman nila ginagawa during training class. Kaya lang, during break time,
Pag nasa
during lunch time, pagka naka-break, diyan nila isisingit yan. Hindi naman technically bawal dapat eh. Kaya lang, inaalaw mo na lang din sila, pero sana makagets, di ba, na parang makuha ka sa tingin ba? Di ba? Na, I mean, di ba, be professional naman. Siguro, I don't know kung iaalaw yan, pero personally sa akin, wag naman sa training kasi kabago-bago mo eh, di ba? Tapos, titinda ka ng o ano-ano. Yung pangalawang pet peeve, pangatlong pet peeve ko, related rin dyan. No? Kasi sa experience ko, yung pet peeve ko din yung nagtitinda, kung hindi nagtitinda, nangungutang.
Yun. Mamili ka. Nagtitinda o utang ka.
Pasintabi po sa mga viewers ni Andrew, no? What I'm just saying is we understand that some new hires, especially some call center newbies, kaya nga naghanap ng trabaho kasi kailangan kumita, no? But of course, part ng expectation namin na kapag nagkaroon ka ng job offer, gagawan mo naman ng paraan yung pamasahe mo araw-araw, yung pambaon mo araw-araw, di ba? Parang expected na namin na pagdating mo naman sa training room, wag nyo na ipasa sa problema ng mga trainers yon. Kasi tao din kami. So pag may trainees na nagsabi sa amin, boss Saj, can I borrow ganito? Syempre, magpapahiram ka. Kaya lang, let's not put ourselves in a situation na pareho tayong mapapahiya. Kasi hindi lahat ng time maraming pera trainers, no?
Sabi ko kakilala ng ganyan nung mga unang wave ko. Utang ko niya bukas wala na.
Exactly. Yun nga, yung ginagawa nilang business, yung nagtitrain sila sa iba't ibang company tapos nangungutang. Di ba, there are posts sa Facebook na ganyan na talagang call center hopper tapos nangungutang. So, iwasan natin.
I think this is di ba, for the co-trainees. Di ba? As a newbie in this industry, papasok ka pag may nangungutan sa'yo. So, medyo, di ba? If you're
kasi nga, di ba? Kung mangungutang ka,
saying na don't, di ba? Pero syempre, lang.
Kasi kung mangungutang ka, ikaw yung parang nahihiya ka syempre, nangungutang ka, di ba? Pag yung inutangan mo, nagkataon walang ipapautang, dalawa na kayong napahiya ngayon kasi hindi ka niya na. Huwag mo naman
Yung
gawin
inutangan
yun.
mo, naghahanap din pala ng uutangan.
Okay. So here's my last question for the both of you. Actually, hindi siya more of a question eh. Ano yung maibibigay ninyong advice? Yan.
Yan.
Sa mga bago, lalo na sa mga talagang walang experience, regardless kung ka-graduate lang nila or nag-transfer sila from one industry or another, let's say, yung mga pinauwing OFW, di ba? Ano
Yep.
yung mga mabibigay nyo sa kanilang advice para naman nakapasa na sila sa trabaho eh. May job offer na, may training na, para naman malampasan nila yung training at ma-endorse nyo sila sa production floor. Let's start with Hanilin.
Okay. So for me, best advice na mabibigay ko sa mga natanggap na and they pass the training as well is always make time, okay? Make time to review and practice, not find time, okay? That's two different things. Because when you find time, you only do it during your free time. So when you make time, you set aside things that is not in your priority just to make sure that you can review and practice. Because as a trainer, we can only do so much for you guys. We can only teach you the basic. But at the end of the day, it's your willpower that will make you successful. So kahit anong sabihin namin sa inyo, if you're not gonna like practice it every day or find ways to improve your skills that you acquire from training, I don't think na this industry is for you. So here kasi, fast-paced kasi ang call center. So there are a lot of updates. Magugulat ka na lang na today ganito yung yung SOP, then tomorrow may bago na namang updates na we need to change this and change that. So you have to adapt right away. And how would you adapt sa isang industry na you're not really familiar or haven't any experience pa? Just make sure that you make time. You make time to review, and if you're having difficulty like I mean you're like talking in English or communication skills, comprehension, you need to watch English movies, of course. Don't watch teleserye and Korean drama. So yun lang, always make time to review and practice and make sure that you always find ways to improve yourself. We don't mind you guys asking us na Miss Honey, can you like coach me or teach me how to do this and how to do that? Mas gusto namin yung ganun yung training after training na they still ask questions like kasi hindi naman namin lahat mako-cover yung training eh. So if you experience like if you have experienced some scenarios that's not covered in training, we don't mind you guys asking. Better na magtanong kayo sa amin kesa yung you try to figure it out on your own. So yun lang. Para everyday may natututunan kayong bago.
Okay. How about you, Saj? What's being one of the tenured, you know? Kumbaga tayong dalawa yung, well, Hanilin, parehas na rin tayong tatlo, no? Over 10 years. Sabihin na natin,
Yes.
wag na yung
Yes, over
exact-sakto
10
kasi
years.
napaghahalata yung ano eh. Yung puting
Nakita
buhok
ko-
ni
Yung
Saj.
edad.
Nakita ko, Andrew, yung comment dun sa post mo sa Facebook eh. Sabi nila, tito-tita daw.
Akala nila ito, ibang segmento, mga titos and titas of Manila. Pero hindi.
Oo, akala nila plans ang pinag-uusapan natin.
So Saj, having said that, ano yung magiging advice mo sa mga future BPO employees?
Okay, I have three main advice, Andrew. Since most ng mga tinutulungan mo, yung mga hirap makapasok or wala pang masyadong experience or never pa nakatuntong ng call center, no? Yung advice ko mostly para sa kanila. The first one is, katulad ng sinabi ni Hani, part yan ng preparation kasi medyo vague yung sasabihin ko. Number one, be prepared. And when I say be prepared, three things. Number one, if this is an English oriented account, dapat kung alam mong medyo challenge ka sa English communication, you start dapat ng preparation mo. Read and watch English shows or movies, no? Kasi
Avoid K-drama mo.
exactly kasi the reason why some people are challenged when communicating in English is they think in Tagalog. And you have to be able to develop thinking in English so that when you verbalize it, it's easier, no? Mas natural yung flow. That's number one. And then rest well, no? Some people binabaliwala nila yung benefits ng rest. Guys, kapag hindi ka nakapagpahinga ng maayos, pagdating mo sa training room, aantukin ka. And you don't want that, no? So we'll have plenty of rest. And number three, sinabi ko na kanina, don't be late. Kasi it sets the tone for your day. No? Second, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Guys, if you're in training, that's the only time that you're allowed to make mistakes. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes should be done in the training room, guys, kasi may tinatawag tayong mga KPI and metrics sa operations, hindi sila matutuwa kapag doon ka nagkakaroon ng mistake. So, lahat ng mistake na mangyayari, dapat nasa training room.
Masasabol pa yung trainer pagka nagkamali pa sa production floor. Sasabihin, ano tinuro mo sa mga to?
Tama, di ba? Kami ng balik eh. Number 3, and lastly, sinabi rin ni Hani kanina, i-reiterate ko lang, ask questions. Ask a lot of questions. Lagi ko sinasabi sa training room ko, especially sa orientation, Andrew, my job is to make your job easy for you. So if you have questions, even if you think it's a stupid question, ask the question. Kasi as a trainer, kami na siguro yung pinaka-pasensyoso. Hindi ko sinasabing walang pasensyoso sa operations or hindi pasensyoso magiging PM mo. Pero kasi kami, part ng job namin yun to understand that people will have questions. So ask questions kasi you only have us for the entire training period, no? Pag graduate ka sa training, anything else, you need to ask that from your colleagues, from your TL, no? And yun yung mga pinaka-importanting may advice ko, especially dun sa mga na first time pa lang makapasok sa call center.
Okay, there you have it. So, dalawa sa veteranong trainer sa industriya. Guest natin ngayon. First session pa lang natin sa bago nating segment. Interesado na yung topic. Next week, mas matindi yung magiging topic natin kasi ang topic natin next week is bakit mahirap mag-English. Yan. Tama yung mga sinasabi ninyo. Actually, meron akong pinag-aaralan recently. Kasi 'di ba sabi niyo iwasan manood ng mga non-English movies or series. Pero na-realize ko, actually, you can, especially, lalo na kung Tagalog kung Tagalog yung series, pero dapat, yung pinapanood mong series or movie na Tagalog, may translation in English.
May subtitle.
May subtitle. Kasi, wala tayong direct translation sa English Di ba? So, pwede nating pag-aralan yan. And hopefully, next week, it will be covered. But for now, I think two of your advices at yung mga experiences ninyo are really, really big help, And I really thank both of you. I know for Hanelin, it's a very, very short notice na tinawag kita.
Yeah, like 5 minutes.
Di ba? 5-minute notice, pero alam mo naman, sa trabaho natin, pwede kang tawagin anytime, di ba? Pwede kang malipat from one department to another department in just few seconds. So,
manager ka ngayon, bukas agent ka na ulit.
Yeah.
So sanay na tayo sa ganyan So anyway, thank you so much for your time and sana wag kayong magsawang mag-guest sa bago nating show. And see you around and good luck to your new endeavors. Lalo ka na Saj, alam ko marami kang hobby ngayon Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, also, we just want to thank you also, TL Andrew, for making me a part of this thing that you're doing. It really helps a lot of people. Talaga. I have a lot of friends who is looking for things like this because they don't know how to apply for call center, as an agent in a call center, so they're having issues. So I can train them naman each and every one of them. So I always refer your page. So if you want to learn, very good PL. I'm so proud of you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, mag-alala, magkakaroon pa tayo ng maraming session. Kumbaga, tapusin lang natin yung mga interview questions na topic. Tapos susunod siguro, magkaroon tayo ng panibagong segment na within the office naman, kung paano nila ipapasa yung mga KPIs nila. At sana matulungan nyo.
Legal
Sa legal na paraan.
Siyempre,
Legal na paraan yan, ha?
bawal misleading. So anyway, again,
Uh,
thank you so much and have a
yes.
wonderful night. Okay, so that wraps up our show for today. And I really hope na you guys enjoy it. But before we end, I just want to ask, what's your 2 cents regarding what we have talked about today, Enzo?
All right. Well, some things that I picked up, even me as I'm a trainer right now, one thing that I picked up from both trainers is that you really need to stick to the basics. You need to follow the instructions and, just be there on time.
Okay,
All
very
right.
good. Actually, ako, simple lang din eh, The trainers will do their job being trainers. So, just do yours being a trainee. Yan, parang ganun lang yan eh. Kumbaga, quid pro quo. Diba? Natanggap ka na sa trabaho, it's now your turn to make it happen para naman makapasok ka sa production floor. Okay? So again, that wraps up our show for today. We'll see you guys next week for our new and exciting topic. And of course, Enzo will still gonna join us. And sa mga ka-nosebleed natin, magandang araw and enjoy your week.